I'm sitting here talking and everything, and this thing I ain't got nothing going on. Thank God for multiple devices here. Hey, everyone. How's everyone doing today? I know that I didn't announce I was coming on, but here I am nonetheless. I am determined to get module 2 in the books because last week I had a time with Starbucks. Oh my gosh, I had a battle with that, so I couldn't do it. And today, oh man, I said, you know what? This is war. This is war because today I woke up with a headache like you would not believe. But I said, you know what? I am going to press. I'm going to press, and we are going to talk about today the second module in our Side Hustle Profit series. And so let me go ahead and share my screen. And let me make sure you can hear me. There you go. All right. So you can hear me, you can see me. And let's just make sure that this comes up. All right. And I stopped my video, so we are good to go there. All right. I'm ready to rock and roll. Let me see who we have on the live today. Let's see who we have on today while I bring up my notes here. Who do we have in the comments? All right, and I stopped. Okay, yeah, let's not do that. All right. All right. So I got my comments up, so I should be able to see you there. Thank you for joining me, whether you're joining me live or whether you're joining me on the replay. If you catch this on the replay, I want you to go ahead and put a hashtag replay. Let me know that you did tune in on this special Side Hustle Saturday. So we've got our Side Hustle Summer Series where we're just talking about side hustling it. Listen, fourth quarter is coming, ladies, and we want to be prepared and have our side hustles down. And so we're talking about side hustle profits. And we are sharing with you, or we're going through this series, and to where I am sharing with you how to achieve and how to finally start the perfect side hustle and be on your way to living the life that you always wanted. Okay, so that's what we're talking about here. And so we've got the step-by-step blueprint to starting a profitable side hustle. That's what we're walking through on this side hustle profits journey. And today we are on module 2. Module 2. Last time we talked about getting in the right mindset to start your hustle. We talked about the right to control your mind. We talked about knowing your why. We talked about chasing the right goals. And today we're going to talk about taking inventory of your special skills and talents, taking inventory of your special skills and talents. Because listen, sisters, you probably have a lot of skills and talents that you can put to good use. I mean, we're not, 6 years old. We've got a lot to bring to the table. So you've got a lot of skills, but you also have, most of us have a limited number of free times. Because why? Because most of us work a full-time job, or we have some type of full-time thing. Maybe you have full-time kids. Listen, my daughter-in-law has 7 children. And so, well, she's got 6 children and 1 on the way. And so guess what? She's got a full-time job just in her house. She don't need to go to a job, right? So you've got a limited number of hours that you can, and so that you can avail yourself to a side hustle. So you need to choose a profitable side hustle that's going to help you to maximize your time. So how do you do that? How do you do that? Well, for starters, you can take inventory of your unique skills and your talents. Take inventory, get you out a piece of paper, get the computer going, and just start to writing. Okay. You could start writing down your work experiences. Number one, write down your work experiences, whether they were paid or whether they're unpaid. What are your work experiences? Right. And then you can write down the skills that you use in each one of those jobs. Also, you want to if you write down any random skills that you picked up along the way, make sure to include them because we forget about those things. I'm heavily involved in my church. I've got administrative skills that I have learned along the way. I didn't get paid for those things, right? But I learned and I have skill sets in those in administrative areas that I can write down there. Most of you know I was a trainer and a supervisor and a manager. And so therefore, and a customer service representative, those kinds of skill sets or those kinds of jobs have so many different skill sets in them. And so you want to take the time to write them down and take inventory of your skill sets. And this process is essential. It's essential because it's going to help you to identify what opportunities are going to be a good for you. It's going to help you to analyze the marketability of those skill sets because, you know, not all skill sets or abilities are created equal. So what am I saying by that? Let's take a look at our next slide. You have low level and then you have high level skills. So I know we don't want to think about it like that, but let me break it down for you, okay? So we can have some perspective to this. So you have general and low level skills. And those are skills that are probably not going to get you the extra dollars, thousands of dollars right away. Like you're going to have tons of competition in that area because it's a relatively low barrier to entry, meaning that there's a lot of people that can do these jobs. But on the other hand, if you choose a side hustle that requires a high level of skill, more technical skills, then the chances are you're going to have less competition. And depending on the demand for those skills, you'll be able to bring in more extra cash each month than a low skill side hustle. Okay. So let me give you an example. Let's say that you're pretty skilled at babysitting. My God, I'm pretty skilled at babysitting. I have 4 kids and I've got 8 grandkids. Listen, I'm pretty skilled at babysitting. Okay. Copywriting. Let's say you're skilled at copywriting and you're skilled at designing websites. Which of those 3 side hustles do you think are going to be the most profitable? Write that in the comments. Which of those 3, babysitting, copywriting, and designing websites? You got all 3 of those skills. Which one do you think is going to be the most profitable? Yeah, my bet is going to be on copywriting or web designing, but particularly number 1, copywriting. Why? Because everybody ain't doing that. Listen, with babysitting, you don't need a special skill. If you love babies, you love children, you got a way with them, then you can quickly become a babysitter. I can go out and put a sign out in front of my house, in front of my townhome and say, "Grandma for hire." And I guarantee you by the end of the month, I'm going to have somebody's little kid in my house and I'm going to be taking care of them and watching them while their mom or their dad works. Okay. Doesn't take special skills for that. You got to love kids, right? So with this logic, anyone looking to be a babysitter can theoretically find one and quickly do that, right? Provided you have competitive rates. But when it comes to writing and web designing, you know, not everyone has those skills. This means that the pool of good copywriters and web designers is going to be much smaller than the pool of possible babysitters, right? And so this thing, copywriters and web designers are very much in demand, which is why they can command higher than average prices for their services. So going by that example, which side hustle are you going to choose? You got all 3 of these skills. Which side hustle are you going to choose? My phone's beeping. I'm seeing some kind of comments, but I don't see the comments though. I get notifications that's coming. So if you're commenting, you know, I just can't see it. I just can't see it. So pardon me, I'll come in, I'll come in later and we'll do that because I don't want to get sidetracked looking at my phone because I don't even know what I just did. And now the whole thing is gone. The whole thing is gone. Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh gosh. I think I found it. Okay, let me not get sidetracked. So all right, so where was I? So if you go by that example of what I asked you, which one are you going to choose? You're going to become a babysitter, you're going to become a copywriter, you're going to become a web designer. So I bet most of you, if you have those skill sets, you're going to choose copywriting or either web designing, right? After all, listen, we already talked about you only got like 20 free hours. You got a limited number of hours available each week to work on your side hustle. So you're going to make the most out of it. So why work on a low paying side hustle, let's say $10 an hour for babysitting, when you can work on something that pays you $30 to $100 an hour? Think about how much extra money you're going to be making for the same amount of time that you worked. And so those are just things that you have to think about when you're considering, well, what kind of side hustle am I going to really do? The other thing that you want to consider is this money versus satisfaction, okay? Because if you're looking to quit your day job, then eventually you want to have a good paying side hustle, okay? So this is why you're going to need to know your skills and your strengths so you can put them to good use and you can make some good money in the process. And if you think you're pretty capable writer and web designer, but you don't want to spend all of your free time getting stressed out by client work, because maybe you're thinking you already do enough of that in your day job. So you don't want a side hustle where you have to do that. You want a side hustle where you can chill out. And that's your call, right? Just remember, there's no right. We always look at, well, is this right? Is this wrong? There's no right or wrong answers here. We all have different goals. For some of you, you're going to want a side hustle that can provide you extra cash. And for some of you, you're going to have something that's really going to replace your day job. And so you really want to do something that you enjoy and still making a few dollars out of it. So if you find that babysitting is more fulfilling as a side hustle than copywriting or web designing, then that's perfectly all right. Right? If that's your passion, then follow your passion. Follow what your heart says. There's no point in, and where I'm going with this is, there's no point in working on a side hustle that you're going to hate or you're going to dislike. I was thinking about this. I tried to, well, I was going to do this side hustle with opening up a call center because that's where I have experience for the last 20 some odd years, is working in call centers, from being on the phones to being the one who manages people on the phones or supervises people on the phones or trains people who are on the phones. I mean, I've done it all. Okay. Maybe not everything, but I've done a lot. Okay. And so that's something I'm very skilled in. But is that something that I want to do as my side hustle? You know what? Honestly, no. I had to think about that because I really started to open up a call center, guys. I really did. And I said, this is not what I want to do. I don't want to talk to you people when you call in. And I don't want to manage anybody that's talking to you guys when you call in. I don't. Now I'm good at it. I'm good at training. I'm good at managing. I'm good at all of that. I realize that that is a skill set. But if I build a business on that, then I'm going to eventually not like it. It's going to become a job to me. And so why go through all of that when I could just go ahead on and make me some good money in somebody else's company? You see what I'm saying? So it's better to do what you want to do. Find something that you're passionate about. It's going to be easier for you to find ways to make that grow. And then who knows, maybe you can turn your, let's say, your babysitting side hustle into something bigger. How could I do that? Well, we said you had copywriting and web designing skill sets. So you could, as the babysitter is the front, right? And then later on, you can begin to offer your writing and your web designing services to kids' parents. Because guess what? They're going to be parents that are coming to you that are just like you, who want to do their own side hustle, but they don't have time. They need somebody who can write for them or design their websites and things like that. So then in that case, you're going to be hitting two birds with one stone. You're going to be doing something that you're passionate about doing, and you're going to be able to take that and build on that, right? And in the end, the success of your side hustle is going to depend on your commitment, right? So you're going to find it hard to commit to something that you don't enjoy, no matter how talented or skilled you may be. I enjoy speaking. I'm getting up here today because I enjoy training. I enjoy bringing you new knowledge. I enjoy pulling you up and pulling you out and showing you how to do things and showing you a new thought process and all of that comes with speaking and training. So I get I love it. I love it. So here I am, headache and all, right? Training, because that's my passion and I'm committed to doing it. So you're going to find it hard to do something that you don't enjoy, no matter how talented or skilled that you might be. Somebody that don't like getting on this here and talking, oh, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. No matter how many times we say, get seen, get heard, get paid, they're not going to want to do it because it's not what they love to do. So if you believe in what you're doing and you're happy doing it, then that is what's right for you. Stick with a side hustle that feels right for you. What am I saying? Listen to what your heart is saying. Otherwise, you're going to regret it later on. So that's the lesson there for our take inventory of your special skills and talents there. Make sure that you're really analyzing it and taking a look at the low level versus the high level skills, and then also considering the money versus the satisfaction so that you can get in a profitable side hustle that you love, that you enjoy. So this is Tisha signing out, and I hope to see you guys next week on the Side Hustle Summer Series. But first, I have to learn how to stop this video and how to stop the Zoom. Bye, guys.